Gambia government and partners convene a two-day youth dialogue on peace building, campaigning and elections. Tunisian government has signed an agreement with disgruntled judges after weeks of protests. And President Barrow says his government will provide safe drinking water for the people of Fonyi. Well, these and more coming your way on The World Today. Hello, this is Africa TV and you are watching the World Today News Bulletin. I am Amadou Kante. Many thanks for joining us, and now the news in detail. Now, the government of the Gambia, in partnership with the National Youth Council and ECOWAS, convened on a two-day National Youth Dialogue on peaceful campaigning and elections. The event is taking place at a local hotel in Connolly under the theme Youth as Agents of Peace and Non-Violent Elections, with participants drawn from various political parties, youth wings and non-partisan youth organizations. Mariama Cham has more details of that in this report.
The Gambia is just a year away from electing a new president to steer the affairs of the country for a period of 5 years. With political tension expected to rise in the country, which is increasingly becoming polarized, the government and partners are fostering a dialogue for Gambian youths to ensure that the upcoming elections are violence-free. Ali Momanjai, the chairperson of the Independent Electoral Commission (IEC), said elections are crucial decision-making processes that could make or break a country's future. Njai said the youth should uphold peace before, during and after the upcoming elections, while assuring Gambians for a free, fair and transparent election.
That is why the IEC, the Gambia here, we proud ourselves that from the beginning to the end, party agents and candidate agents are always invited to come and witness everything from the beginning to the end. And at the end of the day, we placed those who are registered in the polling station so that anybody who has any objection can object.
Bakari Waibaji, the Minister of Youth and Sports, said the dialogue is timely as the country heads to polls in December 2021. Baji said the young people should take up the role of ensuring the conduct of peaceful elections.
It's significant in many ways. Firstly, it is coming at the right time as our country prepares for the 2021-2022 or 2021 to 2023 election cycle. Secondly, the role of young people in the successful conduct of peaceful campaigning and elections remains a key cause of concern for many Gambians, particularly the younger generation of today. And the third is that young people have both been victims and perpetrators of heinous crimes pre, during, and post-elections in most parts of the sub-region. It is therefore right that we learn from these lessons and prepare the young constituency to take its rightful role in the maintenance of peace throughout the election cycle.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of the National Youth Parliament, Omar Cham, said the youth should avoid being deeply divided as young leaders. Cham also said that young people should not allow political parties to use them as agents of conflict.
And from the history of elections in the Gambia, though it has been very peaceful, but recently there has been a dividing line when it comes to young people belonging to different political parties, somehow by virtue of their different affiliation to different political parties, and somehow by virtue of them being belonging to different ethnic groups. So it is important that we come together, and bridge the gap and filter out our differences. To young people, my advice would be that we should all understand that we should not be agents of these political parties to be used, to conduct ourselves in any negative format. We see ourselves as leaders and leaders of the young people. That whatever we do somehow represents the welfare of the youth of this country.
Gambians are expected to choose one of 16 leaders of registered political parties or an independent candidate when they vote in December next year. The last election in 2016 was marred by a political impasse that pushed more than 50,000 people out of the country. With the support of ECOWAS, which helped end the 2016 standoff, stakeholders are hoping there is not a repeat of that crisis when next votes are cast. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Mariama Cham.
Youth from political parties and other organizations meet to discuss on peaceful campaigning and elections ahead of the 2021 presidential elections in the Gambia. Now to South Africa next, because South Africa health professionals have expressed their concern over the rapid increase of new COVID-19 cases as the country is hit by a second wave of the virus. The Rainbow Nation is also dealing with a variant of the coronavirus which threatened the country's healthcare system, according to some medical experts. South Africa has been the hardest hit country in the continent since the emergence of the novel coronavirus pandemic. Here are more details of that in this report.
South Africa is dealing with a new strain or variant of the COVID-19 virus. And according to health officials, it is spreading rapidly and is driving a second wave of infections. On Christmas Day alone, the country recorded 14,796 new cases. Health unions are now anxious. They have expressed concern that if cases continue to rise at this rate, the situation will only get worse.
It is a genuine concern that we've got with the current rise in statistics, especially with this second surge as it has already been declared. And one of our biggest concerns is the shortage of nurses, particularly, because we've already received reports and complaints of nursing 3 nurses being responsible for 9 ICU patients. And that's just the tip of an iceberg.
DINOSA is the Democratic Nursing Organization of South Africa. Many other health unions share this worry.
Our worry is that what we experienced during the first wave, we are still going to experience it. At some point, our hospitals, our wards were full to the rafters. We were putting patients on the tents. What is going to happen now during the second wave, of which it is more dangerous and brutal compared to the first wave?
South Africa's healthcare system has for a while now been in urgent need of major reforms. Even the government has on a number of occasions admitted to this. The public health system in this country has been described as broken. Facilities are overburdened and understaffed. And the COVID-19 pandemic has added more strain.
And with the added weight and the surge, the numbers that are rising right now, the healthcare system is most likely going to collapse. And to make matters even worse, we are now in a festive season where we've got all the trauma cases that are increasing due to alcohol and all these other things.
Before COVID-19, we've been complaining about gross shortage of staff and gross shortage of material resources. There's no different. There's no new hospital that has been built. There's no new material that has been bought, even during this COVID.
In a statement, the Health Ministry has warned that the government will now need to review the current restrictions and consider further measures.
From the report from South Africa on the situation of the coronavirus in the country as the number of new cases continue to rise, we come back home. Now, the University of the Gambia School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences held its 13th swearing ceremony for 21 doctors on Monday. The new medical doctors who took the Hippocratic Oath set ethics for medical practitioners include 6 females who have completed their medical training at the university. Fatmata Kasim tells us more of that.
I solemnly pledge myself and my life to the service of humanity.
This batch of 21 new home-trained doctors brings to 245 the number of doctors so far produced by the University of the Gambia since 2006. Per Gomez, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Matters at the University of the Gambia, told the new doctors to put their patients above their personal comforts.
As doctors, it would be helpful for you to learn about other doctors of other sectors of society, about the governance structure of the nation and the institutions that you will find yourselves in. This way, you will understand better the challenges facing the national and local economy and would be less inclined to embark on strike actions. Remember that you have the monopoly to heal the sick, and you must not abuse that power. I repeat, you have the monopoly to heal the sick, and you must not abuse that power. Being the only group with the skills to postpone death and prevent the premature loss of life, you must learn to place the needs of your patients ahead of your personal comforts.
Professor Ramunjai, the acting provost UTG School of Medicine, said the quality of any country's health system is directly related to the quality of education that it delivers. For this reason, she said it is important for the country to invest in the capacity development of her people.
The quality of medicine, the quality of the healthcare system of any country is directly linked to the quality of medical education that it delivers. And that includes both postgraduate and undergraduate medical education. And bearing in mind the importance of a healthy population in the economic productivity of any nation, it is extremely important that we invest, as my colleague from the Council has said, in our medical human resource development as well as our medical infrastructure.
Dr. Ahmadou Lamin Samate, the Minister of Health, said there will be a lot of rooms for capacity building for the new graduates. He also said that his ministry is instituting a health service monitoring committee to keep track of the quality of service in the health facilities.
However, it is important at this juncture for us to inform you that there's going to be a health services monitoring committee. It is going to be inaugurated very soon. This is going to be a mainly independent body that is going to be assessing. We are going to set it up, but it's going to be mainly independent. That's going to be assessing the services that we provide in this country, because we cannot be providing mediocre services to our people. Our people also deserve the best. They are going to monitor what happens in each and every health facility in this country, both public and private, and they are going to monitor how our healthcare personnel work in this country to make sure that we are giving the people the optimal services they deserve. So this is not going to be a witch hunting committee, but it is going to be there so people know that they have to be working hard and working within the limits and providing standard care for our people.
The School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences is critical to addressing the health sector needs of the Gambia, especially in prevention and curative medicine. It also engages in research on tropical diseases and medicine and is located within the premises of the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in Banjul. Students are availed with a wide range of highly qualified lecturers, mainly from Cuba and Nigeria, plus home-based lecturers. For iAfrica TV, I am Fatoumata Kasim.
Science students there graduate as doctors from the University of the Gambia after many years of hard work. Now, to matters of the TRC, because on April 14, 2016, a popular demonstration was organized by opposition activists in Serekunda, Gambia's biggest town, to demand electoral reform ahead of the presidential elections in December that year. The demonstrators, mainly from the United Democratic Party (UDP), were dispersed by tear gases and beatings. Many of them were reportedly tortured, and at least one of them died while in state custody. This week, the survivors of the brutal crackdown are testifying before the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission, as the CC tells us in this report.
Modungam, a supporter of the opposition United Democratic Party, UDP, was part of the April 2016 demonstrators who rallied to call for electoral reforms that year. The protest, unsanctioned by the then dictatorial regime of Yahya Jammeh, was met with heavy-handedness by the notorious anti-riot police, which is also known as the Police Intervention Unit or the PIU. Following their arrest and detention, the demonstrators endured several torture sessions in the hands of the dreadful National Intelligence Agency, a secret service security unit answering directly to the then President Yahya Jammeh. Ngom went through those tortures, and on Monday, he told the Third Commission that he lost his sight on his left eye as a result.
Lampo banyan watu e fenko boninte nyakono nda banyan rimina puru nyae clear puru keje.
So we were there. So when they removed this cloth from my eyes, because of the lighting system at the time, I was trying to adjust my eyes to be able to see properly. And they said that I was trying to play the fool with them. One of them hit me on my eyes, and I told him we are going to spoil my eye. And he said, if that happens, it will be -2, just like OJ, on whose issue they have been asking me to admit that he sent me out there to protest.
In a sense, this person knew that OJ had been hit before on his eye and was injured on his eye.
Amunda woto nyina itangdi ko nyimeyo foite aya lonna woto mo ko OJ lipale anyato andu baramata jele wudali lolo ya sabu ayo kumo fo ite amunda tayo lonna ko kata OJ lal
ha ni aja afanya lonne yes uminketa OJ la.
If he should tell me it in that way, he must be aware of what had happened to OJ.
And what is the state of your eye at the moment?
Sayon do yin tembo inya do nyadile
yakino wotata la hajola atinyata.
One of my eyes, my left eye
is completely useless now.
The Third Commission had that during the torture session that left him blind on one eye, Ngom was stripped half naked and blindfolded. The NIA operatives wanted him to implicate opposition leaders Omar Jallo and Ousseynou Dabo as the people behind the protest, but he refused. So he had to undergo another torture session.
That it was concrete and attached to the floor.
It was attached to the floor by concrete.
So yen si so city wala nyam ninta bulo.
They tied me on my waist and tied me to chest and tied me against the table.
So yen kumbalimo city.
They tied my knees too.
Were you on your stomach, lying on your stomach, or on your back?
Ye jangile fo bitindile.
Yen bitindin kono la kam.
I was made to lie on my stomach.
So inata
they came,
ye toro fe,
they blew on the whistle.
They
beat me until they were tired and they sat down and rested.
608.
I think 608.
How were they dressed?
I cannot say that.
Why?
Because I did not see them. My eyes were tired.
Was it the plastic you still had over your head?
Yes, it was still over my head. They beat me until I fainted.
Ngom also testified on Monday that he was electrocuted on his feet and genitals. He also said he was dragged while cold water was poured on him and later dipped into a barrel containing dirty water. Besides this, he received threats such as castration. That he said state agents also threatening to inject him with vinegar. For the 14 days he spent at National Intelligence Agency headquarters, Ngom, who was 29 at that time, suffered 3 torture sessions before he was taken to court. While the victims of the April 2016 protests have yet to get justice, the Third Commission is expected to make recommendations at the end of its 2-year mandate for the prosecution of perpetrators of the more serious crimes, like torture, enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, among others. For iAfrica News, I am Daisy.
From the report there by Ndesise on the ongoing public hearings of the TRRC, will now take a break and come back shortly with the remaining of the stories. Davidos will be right back.
For the first time in the Gambia, your favorite GSM operator, Africell, is the first and only GSM operator to launch a brand new technology called the eSIM. The eSIM simply means you can use your phone without a SIM card. Do you have an iPhone 11, any of the iPhone X series, a Google Pixel 3, or any new phone that supports the e-technology? Then walk into any Africell customer care center and activate your eSIM today. With your virtual Africell SIM, you can use more than one number without having a physical SIM card in your phone. Enjoy this brand new technology for the first time in the Gambia, brought to you by Africell. eSIM, your phone without a SIM card. For more information, please call 111. Where Africell goes, nobody dares to follow.
Welcome back, and you're watching the World Today News Bulletin on Africa TV, and once again, thanks for joining us. Now, President Adama Barrow has promised to provide safe drinking water to the people of Sintet village in the Fonyi-Jano district of the West Coast region. His government would provide boreholes to the community and also to ease their communication problems by upgrading the national GSM operator Gamcell to a 4G network. The CC has more details of that again in this report.
President Adama Barrow resumed the second leg of his Meet the People tour on Monday after a Christmas break, and he is back making several promises to rural Gambians. During his stop at Sintet village in the West Coast region, Barrow assured the people that his government will build skill centers for the youth of Sintet and will also provide access to clean water, as Gambians still face erratic supply of electricity. President Barrow said the people of Sintet will be connected to the electricity grid before 2025.
I am building a technical school in Demban for the people of Fonyi. Anyone who wants to learn skills, when you go to the technical school in Demban, you will surely get a job. The process is ongoing and will soon start operating.
President Barrow also promises 4G network connection for mobile telephony nationwide. In Fonyi, mobile phone communication is made difficult due to poor network coverage by GSM operators. Barrow said this will change with the national GSM operator improving its coverage with more towers across the country.
The people of Fonyi talked about electricity, but before 2025, anyone living within the Gambia will get electricity wherever you are. 3 villages within Fonyi have so far got electricity, but I can assure you that you will all get electricity.
President Barrow said putting the interests of the Gambia should be the first priority of each and every political party. For iAfrica News, I am Daisy.
President Barrow there promised to provide safe drinking water for the people of Fonyi. Now to Tunisia next, where Tunisian judges have reached an agreement with the government after weeks of protests demanding for better working conditions. Despite the agreement, authorities have urged the judges to take into consideration the financial situation amid the impact of the global economic crisis. The striking judges were demanding for judicial reform and improved conditions of work. Let's have more details of that in this report.
During an unprecedented general strike, over 3,000 judges took to the streets. Protesters in the capital, Tunis, and across the North African nation demanded better working conditions, salary hikes, and reform of the justice system.
We respect the state and its institutions, but the state must respect the judicial power. We rule in the name of the Tunisian people, not in the name of politicians, businessmen, or financial lobbies. We are defending our rights, but also the rights of the people. With better means and working conditions, we can better serve the population.
The Minister of Justice called on judges to take into consideration the country's financial situation and the current economic crisis, which is the result of several years of instability and the COVID-19 pandemic.
Tunisian judges don't want to get rich. We are the ones fighting corruption and risking our lives during the pandemic. The graft door was shut by magistrates. We want to safeguard the judicial system and protect it from the network of corruption. The courts need more means to fight corruption as well as terrorism.
Following 1 month of protests, an agreement was finally reached with the government. According to the government, it guarantees health protection and adjusts the financial situation of magistrates to international standards.
The agreement also provides for the establishment of a protocol taking into account the specificities of judicial work, besides fundamental reforms to be carried out in the sector. Tools will be put in place to strengthen the autonomy of this power, including upholding the principle of financial security for judges.
According to the Ministry of Justice and the Syndicate of Judges, the courts were supposed to resume work this week. However, new strikes were announced by unions representing court clerks, judicial police agents, as well as magistrates at the Court of Accounts. These strikes are expected to block the Tunisian judicial system in January. A sudden surge in the number of COVID-19 infections among Tunisian judges pushed the syndicates to go on strike since November. Analysts assert that the new agreement with the government was necessary. However, it could encourage more unions to paralyze the country's public administration and the economy with new strikes and sit-ins.
And from that report in Tunisia, finally, to some sports news now, because Juventus Cristiano Ronaldo has won the Player of the Century award at the Globe Soccer Awards in Dubai on Sunday. The award recognizes his performances on the pitch and his achievements between 2001 and 2020. Barcelona's Lionel Messi, Liverpool's Mohamed Salah, and the former Brazilian superstar Ronaldinho were also in the race to bag the accolade, but the Portuguese star outclassed all to clinch the award. During the event held at the Dubai's iconic Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, Bayern Munich player Robert Lewandowski also awarded the Player of the Year, while his club bagged the award of the Club of the Year. Manchester City's manager Pep Guardiola scooped the Coach of the Century award, and Spanish giants Real Madrid also won the Club of the Century award during the glamorous event in Dubai. And of course, bagging another award. Of course, and we say with that, we finally bring this news bulletin to an end. But for more details on this and other stories, as always, you can visit on our website, honorafrica.tv. For now, though, many thanks for the pleasure of your company. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and bye for now.